convincing them that the only obstacle to world peace was Israel itself. I also saw the media, a global web, a spider web that seemed to inform, but instead enveloped, anesthetized, distorted. People were fed fragments of truth mixed with poison, and they learned to hate what God loves, to suspect those who pray, to pity the unjust and accuse the just. But amidst that black cloud, I still saw lights, intercessors, women in fields praying in low voices, men in garages transformed into chapels, lonely elders crying out to God as news scrolled across lit televisions. I also saw young people, many young people, who quietly knelt in the dead of night. No one had instructed them, but the Spirit was awakening them. The angel pointed to those small flames. They are the true sentinels. They don't sleep. They don't get distracted. They don't sell out. And they are the ones still holding back the fire. Then I saw a distant eastern city I didn't immediately recognize. The river flowing through it turned red, a square emptied. And I understood that this was no longer a regional war. Something was about to in other places, triggered by the same spirit that now threatened Jerusalem. The fire was advancing, but it was still hidden from the world's eyes. When I returned to the angel's gaze, there was silence, but not an empty silence. It was the silence before the greatest sound. Don't be deceived by the calm, it said. It's the held breath of judgment. It's God's step back before shaking the world. At that moment, my spiritual knees trembled. Because I understood how little, how very little awareness there was on earth, and how much mercy there still was behind it all. There was no path beneath my feet, yet I advanced. There was no wind, yet every step was like passing through a layer of living air, thick with ancient whispers. The angel no longer spoke. It was as if even it, at that point, was silent in adoration. It was leading me where no human thought dares to go alone. To a place outside of time, outside of the world, where every decree is born, every prophecy is uttered, every tear weighs like gold. The hall appeared before me like a sky folded upon itself. There were no walls, but a luminous immensity that seemed to breathe. In the center, something too vast to fix upon. A throne. Not decorated, not sculpted, not adorned. The throne itself was the glory. It burned without consuming, radiated, but did not blind. The light emanating from it had substance, memory, power, and from that light, a voice. It wasn't a voice like ours. It didn't come from a mouth. It didn't travel through the air. It came from within everything, and at the same time it transcended it. It spoke within my bones, within my memory. Time is no longer as you knew it, the voice said. Every nation has been weighed, every people observed, not according to power, but according to the heart. Visions opened before me. I saw nations kneel and nations turn away. I saw small peoples become lighthouses, and entire empires sink into a silence full of idolatry. Cities tremble under spiritual earthquakes. I saw churches close their doors, while stables and kitchens became altars. The places of glory were changing. Then the voice said, "Many have called upon my name, but with cold lips. They have worshipped me with hymns, but their hearts were far away. Yet I have not forgotten the faithful remnant." I then saw the face of my generation. Confused but hungry youth, lonely but consecrated elders, invisible women who had prayed for decades, fathers weeping for lost children. The voice continued, "They will carry the torch, not the great, not the powerful, but those whom the world has not noticed." And then I saw Jerusalem once again. But this time I saw it as from the very heart of God. Not just a city, not just a nation, a promise, an eternal seed, a fragment of Eden still alive.